sugar, spice, and everything nice. These were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect little girl. But Professor Utonium accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction, Chemical X. Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born! Using their ultra superpowers, Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup
With
have
Bliss.
dedicated their lives to fighting crime and the forces of evil!
Professor, we need to talk. We just found out you're planning to improve Chemical X. What is it for? And without a proper budget?
Oh, girls, you found out already? Well, yes, I've been working on an improved formula, Chemical X Plus. But, I may have overlooked some minor financial details.
Minor? Professor, do you even know how much this would cost?
And do you have a master budget? Without it, the whole project could spiral out of control.
Master budget? Isn't this just writing how much money I need?
No, Professor. A master budget is a complete financial plan. It includes the operating budget, the financial budget, as well as the capital budget. You need to plan for everything, the materials, the labor, as well as research costs. Exactly. Budgeting isn't just about numbers. It's about planning and control. Without control, you could overspend and even have to shut the project down.
Or worse, you could run out of funds midway and leave us with a half-baked Chemical X Plus.
Oh dear, I never thought about that. But I really want to make this formula better.
Then you need to plan. No plan means no control. And no control means disaster. You don't want another accidental explosion, do you?
Well, no. That would be bad.
Let's simplify it for you. Budgeting can be categorized into 3 main levels.
First, strategic planning for long-term goals like why you want to improve Chemical X. Next is programming departmental plans like materials and research costs or anything about functional roles. And lastly, short-term budgeting, a detailed annual budget to make sure that you stay on track.
Oh, that makes sense. But what if I go over budget?
Well, that's why budgeting has a control function. You need to compare your actual spending with your planned spending and then make adjustments.
And no cutting corners. If you don't budget properly, we might end up with chemical whoops.
I suppose I should rethink my financial approach. Maybe I should create a master budget before moving forward.
A proper budgeting system will help you define objectives, allocate resources wisely, and avoid unnecessary expenses.
A budget also improves coordination between different areas. For example, if you focus too much on rare chemicals, then what about the others, like lab safety? That is why budgeting is also a communication tool. It makes sure that everyone is informed where the money is going.
And it keeps everyone motivated to reach financial goals. If you set the right budget, we won't be scrambling around later to find extra money.
Wow, I never realized that budgeting is so important. But are there any downside?
Actually, budgets have limitations too.
For one, they oversimplify real situations. Budgets are based on estimates, so they might not always reflect unexpected changes. Also, budgeting is hard for a new project like yours. There's no past data to compare it with, so your estimates could be way off.
Let's be real. If you don't fully commit to your budget, it won't work. Some managers just set up a budget and ignore it all later.
Another problem is that budgets can be too rigid. If you follow it too strictly, you might miss out on creative solutions.
Oh my! So even budgeting isn't perfect?
No, but it's still better than working without a plan.
You just have to use budgeting wisely, stay flexible, and don't treat it as a rulebook but the guideline to success.
Thank you, girls. I see now that science alone isn't enough. I need budgeting to make sure this experiment succeeds while staying under control.
Yay! Budgeting saves the day!
Alright, girls, now that I have known the basics of budgeting, let's proceed to its actual application. Let's get this started with a breakdown of the 3 budgets.
Well, Professor, I'll start us off with the operating budget. This is like our daily battle plan. It includes revenue, expenses, and net income. It technically encompasses the budgeted income statement and all its supporting budgets.
That means sales, production, cost of sales, and all the little things we need to spend on, right?
Yep. Under the operating budget, we have first the budgeted income statement, and it includes the sales budget, how much money Townsville expects to make, production budget, the cost of making and delivering services, materials cost budget for buying supplies, direct labor cost budget for paying workers, factory overhead budget, keeping everything running, inventory levels, how much we keep in stock, cost of sales budget, the cost of selling services, selling and administrative expenses budget is for advertising, marketing, and running Townsville. And lastly, the financial expense budget for handling debt and loans.
So basically, this is the how much stuff costs budget. Got it?
Right. Next up is the financial budget. This one is all about making sure that we have enough money. It focuses on the company's financial resources, which includes the cash budget as well as the budgeted financial statements.
But what about buying new stuff like new playgrounds, roads, and professor school invention?
That's where the capital budget comes in. It's the budget for long-term investments like new buildings, roads, or superhero gear upgrades. This budget helps businesses to allocate resources for major capital expenditures to support future growth.
Oh, so if you wanted a new crime-fighting vehicle, it would be in the capital budget? This budget helps Townsville grow and improve for the future.
But before we finalize any budget, we need an organization for budget preparation.
Oh, so like a budgeting superhero team? I heard that a budget committee made out of representatives from different areas ensures that everything is fair, and the controller is the head, making sure numbers add up and analyzing where improvements are needed. This team also approves budget and makes important decisions.
Good job, Professor. You're catching up. And now we then consider the budget period, or the budget period pertains to how long the budget covers. I have read that some budgets are yearly, some are monthly, and capital budgets range from 5 to 10 years or maybe more.
Exactly. And in a manufacturing firm, budgets are built based on different departments, like how Professor Utonium's lab would have budgets for ingredients, equipment, and experiments.
Here's a visual of how the master budget interrelates with different parts of a manufacturing firm's budget cycle. As you can see, each budget connects to another, making sure resources are used efficiently and departments work together smoothly.
Now that we all know the types of budget and statements, we must now apply them to improve the professor's project.
I think I learned a thing or two, especially in sales budget. The sales budget, outlining expected sales volume and pricing, serves as the foundation for all short-term budgets by influencing revenue projections, cash flow estimates, and cost planning. Its accuracy is critical, as it impacts the entire budgeting process and is based on factors such as past sales trends, economic conditions, competition, and production capacity. The sales forecast is made after the consideration of the following factors presented.
Wow, Buttercup, I am impressed. It's now my turn to explain the production budget. So once the sales budget is established, the required production levels can be determined, allowing for the development of the production budget. This budget is essential for shaping other budgets, including direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. These interconnected budgets collectively support the formulation of the cash budget, ensuring effective financial planning and resource allocation.
Wait, Blossom, I want to dive in deeper into production budget by tackling the raw materials budget first. The raw materials budget estimates the quantity and cost of the direct materials required for production during a specific period. It is based on the production budget and considers factors such as beginning inventory, materials purchases, and desired ending inventory to ensure sufficient supply while minimizing excess stock. This budget is crucial for cost control, cash flow management, and efficient resource planning in manufacturing operations.
moving on to the direct labor budget, which estimates the total labor hours as well as the costs required to meet production demands in a specific period. So this budget is based on the production budget, which considers factors such as labor hours per unit, wage rates, as well as workforce availability. This budget helps in planning labor costs, ensuring adequate staffing, and managing the overall production efficiency.
Alright, girls, I think I got this. An overhead cost budget in cost management serves to estimate and track all indirect expenses necessary to run a business, like rent, utilities, and administrative costs, allowing companies to effectively allocate funds, monitor spending, and ensure they are pricing their products or services accurately to cover these essential operational costs while still generating profit. Essentially, it helps manage expenses that are directly tied to producing a good or service but are still vital for business operations.
Budgeted cost of sales represents a company's projected cost of producing and selling goods during a specific period, essentially a planned estimate of how much it will cost to generate expected sales, allowing management to forecast profitability and make informed decisions regarding production and pricing strategies based on anticipated costs.
Marketing and administrative functions are crucial for understanding and managing costs that are not directly tied to production. Marketing and administrative costs are crucial components of the cost budget and master budget as they represent the necessary expenses for running the business outside of direct production. This allows the companies to effectively plan and monitor spending on vital functions like sales promotion, staff salaries, office utilities, and other overhead costs, which are deemed essential for overall operations and achieving financial goals.
Great job, girls! Now you can apply everything you've learned to my latest project, Chemical X Plus.